Hi, it's Amory, and I am here with the Amory's Book Club selection for the month of October, which is The Immortal King Rao by Vauhini Vara. In The Immortal King Rao, we meet King Rao, who becomes the world's most powerful person. I think it could be argued that he is more powerful than any political figure because he is the founder and inventor or co-inventor of coconut, which is essentially very similar to Apple, but it's Apple meets the largest social media company in the world. You could say that it's an Apple plus Facebook plus global corporate run government. Again, King Rao is the most powerful person in the world. But the story is not told through his words directly. We meet him because his daughter Athena is giving us his life story, because after he passes away, she is the only one who can really tell anyone anything about her father, as he has downloaded his memories into her brain. We meet King Rao in the 1950s. He is born to a Dalit family, a family of quite well-to-do coconut farmers, but they still deal with plenty of hardships in the 1950s. Fast forward to the future, where we meet his daughter, Athena. The earth is in crisis, a climate crisis specifically, and there is, of course, the global government, a corporate global government, and there's generally a lot of social unrest. Reading the book, I felt like we were balanced between something that was very tight as far as a claustrophobic feeling during the reading experience because of this singular government, because of the technology. You can imagine like how much surveillance there was, but also on the fringe there is always the threat of anarchy. There's a lot happening. Athena thinks that she can help, and she thinks the way to do this is by sharing her father's story. She's also had a very sheltered experience. Her father kept her sheltered. He was quite mysterious, a bit of a recluse, and he provided this experience for his daughter. Athena has been quite separated from anyone, but again, she feels like she can help by sharing her father's memories, by sharing the things that he never shared with anyone. He didn't get to know a lot of people because, again, he was quite mysterious. This story gripped me and never let go. I felt very close to Athena, but really I felt very close to King Rao. You're rooting for him on the page. However, as time passes, you can see the problems that would be in store, not only for King Rao and anyone who would be around him essentially, but for the world at large. There's so much contention, social upheavals. There's that, again, that feeling of anarchy. When you have one single government, it goes without saying that that government would be in charge of a multitude of peoples, cultures, religions. It's so much to manage all of those things and not have what I would think would be a very tumultuous situation. I think one of the things that I was in conflict with the most was just how something that could be a great idea on paper, or maybe even in a presentation, can go so far left, can go in the wrong direction. So many of the things that we think make life easier can indeed make life harder in another way. So essentially you have the Board of Corporations, which is this single global government, and then all the citizens of the world are shareholders. There's already a lot wrong with that, especially if one does not have power. Of course, as always, you'll have people who want to opt out of that system, but there's not a lot of control, there's not a lot of order in that system. And this is what I meant when I said that there always seems to be the threat of anarchy, because you have two extremes: those who can fall into anarchy and are searching for some kind of order, but not the kind that the Board of Corporations offers. And then you have the Board of Corporations, the single global corporate run government, fed and run not by, although one could argue it's run by coconut, but certainly assisted greatly. It wouldn't be able to exist without coconut. There doesn't seem to be a way out for a lot of people. You are either in or you're on the fringe. But Athena has hopes. She has a very naive hope of bridging this gap, which I think is just inherently going to exist because the way the system has been created. I love this book. It's really going to stick with me. It is not quite historical, although obviously if you're going back to the 50s, it's a bit of the historical aspect, but it feels quite dystopian, but it feels also very much part of our present trajectory. So it could be our future. We already see where there are intersections that we should look at closely regarding technology and government and privacy, surveillance, the spread of information, the blocking of other information. As we move to a society in which technology not only becomes more and more important, but becomes invisible because it is so ever present, these questions are going to have to be answered. And the only thing is that whenever you have questions, the answers are also coming from other human beings. And I suppose how much hope you have regarding those answers will depend a lot on your confidence in humanity and human beings. I'll leave that there. It is an intriguing story. It has an explosive ending. I won't say anything more than that. It is a fantastic, important read. Please join us as we read The Immortal King Rao this month. Check in with the hashtags Read with Amory, hashtag Amory's Book Club. Follow along on the IG at Amory's Book Club. Also follow along on my personal IG where we'll be having the conversation at the end of the month with Vauhini Vara. Until then, happy reading. But it's Apple meets the largest social media company in the world, so you could probably say it was an Apple